Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Fractal Bitcoin. Welcome. I'm Chris. This is your daily Bitcoin news video. Let's get right into the quick price update. Bitcoin right now is 43,105. And yeah, we've just been sort of going sideways for about 2 weeks, but as I've been saying for the past few days, anything above 42,000 is pretty good. Because 42,000 is a good support. So that's it. Let's move on to, well, this is almost like a gossip story, but it sort of was interesting because Joe Rogan holds 5.24 Bitcoin, which is right now worth $226,000. He has not sold any since posting his wallet address in 2014. Yeah, so apparently on his show or somewhere, he posted his Bitcoin wallet address, I guess maybe so people could send him Bitcoin. And you know, because anyone can look up a wallet address and you can see what's in the wallet currently. I mean, there's no name attached to it. You wouldn't see, Joe Rogan's account, but you would just see that it has some Bitcoin in there. So anyway, thought that was interesting. Let's move on to, okay. It's been easier to convince people to hand over half their income, their children to war, and their freedoms in perpetuity than to engage them in seriously considering how roads might function in the absence of taxation. This is so true. I mean, anyone I ever bring this up to, that the taxation is out of control and it's insane and it's not moral, really. This is, people always say, well, who's going to build the roads? And it's like, yeah, well, look at what you're really giving over. Look at what you're really handing over to the government and letting them do for roads? Is that your argument? You might want to rethink that. All right, just in, Tucker Carlson says the dominance of the U.S. dollar is coming apart very fast, while in Moscow to interview Russian President Vladimir Putin. And he says, these are not small changes, they are history-altering developments. And yeah, there's a quick little video. I mean, it's like 20 seconds, but that does a good job of summing it up. Of course, he's in Russia interviewing Vladimir Putin, and the mainstream media, or more accurately described as the corporate media, they're losing their minds. And I even saw someone post, I think it was Isabella, she said, she wouldn't be surprised if they don't let Tucker back into the United States. Crazier things have happened. Anyway, it's good to talk. Let's talk. The more we talk, the more open we are, the better, right? In general. And here's all you need to know about fiat. Well, or about life itself, I guess. All you need to know. Fiat is infinite. Gold is infinite. Planets are infinite. S-coins are infinite. Real estate is infinite. Central banks are infinite. And Bitcoin only has 21 million. So that kind of boils it down right there. Gives a good little perspective. I wanted to include that. This is a quote from Max Kaiser. Bitcoin represents the first major breakthrough in economics and finance since double entry bookkeeping was invented in 1494, and activists need to embrace its power. Yeah, and so what a great quote. I mean, look, I'm not a financial person. I don't have degrees in all this, but so I don't know if that's technically true, but I would assume it is because Max Kaiser, he knows what he's talking about for sure, especially with Bitcoin. And here's a new article. I actually haven't read it yet, but I don't know if Whitney Webb is included in it or if she wrote it. But either way, she's promoting it, and it's a new article for Bitcoin Magazine. The title is Tokenized Incorporated. BlackRock's plan to own the fractionalized world. Yeah, so BlackRock is, let's keep reading. In the aftermath of the recent Bitcoin ETF approvals, BlackRock's Larry Fink revealed that soon everything will be ETF'd and tokenized, threatening to fractionalize not just existing assets and commodities, but the natural world, reducing most living things into Wall Street financial products to be traded on a single universal ledger. Yeah, so every single thing, your house, any physical item, every piece of food, like everything they want to tokenize. And it's a little dystopian. And, again, who knows? This could take 30 years or 40 years to implement. But, I mean, it's never good for us to give that kind of control to corporations. It's never a good idea. And here's the actual article on Bitcoin Magazine. I'll link to it. As always, I link to everything in the description. So check out the links there. And this is a Discord Zapbot. I thought this was interesting. I haven't tried it because I don't really do much on Discord. I don't really like Discord. I don't know. I mean, I'm not against Discord, but I just don't use it hardly at all. But anyway, this is apparently a Zapbot. So now it's open to everyone, and you can add your server. And what you can do is you can click the little lightning bolt to zap a post. And of course, if you're not familiar, zapping is when you give some Satoshis, right? The smallest denomination of Bitcoin, Satoshis. You can zap someone's Satoshis. And this is something we can already do on Nostr, which is awesome. So hopefully you're on Nostr, and hopefully you're zapping people, and hopefully you're getting zapped, right? Earning some Satoshis. But now apparently in Discord you can do it. And anyway, without going through all the details, the reason I thought this was interesting is because the more things we integrate zaps into, right, the Lightning Network, that's where the zaps go through, the more platforms we integrate that into, the more adoption is going to happen, and the more we're going to be able to just give each other value directly without having to go through a bank or a government. I thought that was cool. Here's another story. AI-powered service churns out pictures of fake IDs capable of passing the KYC AML for as little as $15. Now, this is, in a way, concerning, but, I mean, look, there's always going to be people scamming and doing fake, forging things, but it's like a service that you can use to get a fake ID, so then you can use that fake ID to get an account at an exchange, and then you can trade and you can buy Bitcoin, let's say, and the KYC stands for Know Your Customer. That's when the exchange, they know who you are, right? They want your ID. They want to know who you are, and it is what it is. But if you give a fake ID, then they really don't know who you are, and so. But it's not cool, and the damage it's doing is that the people in the government, all these corrupt cartel people, they're going to use this as the example as to why they need to regulate the industry in depth, down to the minute details. They're going to want to regulate everything, and they're going to use stories like this as their excuse. So in a way, you can't stop people from doing it, but in a way, this might actually hurt us all in our fight, so-called, against government. So I don't know. Anyway, there's going to be a maker space at Bitcoin 2024, which is in Nashville in July, which I'm going. So are you going? Let's meet. I'm going to have a microphone. I'll interview you. But this is a hub dedicated to showcasing the latest projects from budding developers, makers, and hackers building on Bitcoin. And if you're one of those people, you can apply below. And they can help you out. This is another event I thought I would just tell you about, Bitcoin Seoul 2024, to take place on May 29th to 31st in South Korea. So I wish I could go to that too. Anybody want to donate some Bitcoin so I can go? All right, and then the last thing is Fountain. If you're not listening to podcasts on Fountain, maybe you should consider it, because just by listening to podcasts, you can actually earn Satoshis. And that's what this guy Jor is saying. He had big earnings today. I think he earned 180 sats for listening to a podcast. So check it out. Our website is fractalbitcoin.com. And if you click this little link at the top, it says join our locals community. You'll come over to locals, and this is where you can join and hang out and chat with us and post and everything. It's really fun. And don't forget, Fridays now, 4 p.m. Eastern, we're live streaming the Bitcoin panel. We had our first one last Friday. It was great. And we're going to do it again, and we're going to have some of the folks that were here back, and it's awesome. So thanks for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.